Hi, good day. I am Alvinus Melius from St. Lucia. This lesson is for week one of Introduction to Music Production at Coursera.org. I will be teaching the essential differences between dynamic and condenser microphones. When choosing a microphone for your studio or for some kind of recording or even live performance, these are the two major categories that most musicians consider: dynamic and condenser microphones. And in order to make a choice as to which microphone, you would have to understand some of the features of each of these microphones, and it is often good to do a comparison. So, this is what we're going to do today. The first feature we want to look at is the diaphragm size and weight. Most dynamic microphones have a heavier diaphragm than condenser microphones. Condenser microphones have a much lighter diaphragm, and this has implications for some of the qualities and features of each microphone. The lighter diaphragm in the condenser microphones means that they are generally more sensitive to sound around them, and also it also means that they will need additional power because the diaphragm is not large enough to produce enough electricity for the signal. So it does not produce enough current. Whereas in dynamic microphones, the size of the diaphragm generates enough current for a signal from the microphone. And so generally dynamic microphones do not need any external power source, whereas condenser microphones need external power source, usually referred to as phantom power or plus 48 or 48 volts. If you look at the frequency response, and I have a graph for two sample microphones, Octava 319, which is a condenser microphone, and the Shaw SM58, which is a dynamic microphone, you will realize that for the Octava, it has a much wider frequency response, whereas the dynamic microphone has a smaller frequency response. Generally, this translates into the SM58 is usually used for vocal performance or recording vocals, and the Octavia, the condenser microphones, we usually use them for, they perform very well, as a matter of fact, for higher pitch instruments like acoustic, guitar, cymbals, and so on. The next thing we want to look at is durability. And as one can imagine, dynamic microphones are much more rugged than condenser microphones. And this is one of the reasons why, for most stage performances, you will see a dynamic microphone. As a matter of fact, the Shaw SM58 is a very, very popular microphone for performance. And it will take hits during a live performance. A lot of crazy stuff happens, and the dynamic microphone will survive. The next consideration, which is very important, is your bank account health. And condenser mics are usually more expensive than dynamic microphones. And budget is always a consideration unless you have millions upon millions of dollars in the bank and it doesn't matter, you just want the best of the best. Budget is usually a consideration. I hope these differences helps you in making your choice as to whether to get a dynamic or condenser microphone. Thank you.